good morning. Welcome back to the world's #1 polo streaming service, Polo Line, and we are here for the very first tournament of the British high goal season, which is the Prince of Wales Trophy, the Justerini and Brooks Prince of Wales Trophy, brought to you by the Royal County of Berkshire Polo. So we're straight into the action here at the Dubai field with the two teams, the host Dubai against Park Place Farah. We'll give you a full rundown of all of these, but straight away into the action is the 9-goaler Heta Castagnola Camilo against another Titan, Hilario Ulloa, who right now has possession, just moved it up onto the halfway line, waits for 2 seconds and then pumps it back into the middle to a lovely backhander there from Teo Lacao. And in this short break, I will give you a little rundown of the teams. Dubai at #1, Camilo Castagnola. Camilo Castagnola, 9. #2, Benjamin Mancini. #3, Matt Perry, 5 goals. #4, Teodoro Lacao, 6 goals. We'll just watch this penalty, and then if we have a moment, we'll give you the graphic for the other team. So, by the way, Dubai started with 1 goal on the board because they're only 21 in handicap. And they didn't get that penalty, so Juan Britos, who clamps right down. Britos then in turn flings it. This is beautiful polo. A little 1-2 movement from Ulloa to Britos on the left, Britos back to Ulloa on the right, and then Britos making a run down the middle. And he gets there. He doesn't quite get it as he's got Lacao on his shoulder. Oh, Heta Castagnola makes a gamble on a quick feign shot, rides over it, but neither does Hilario Ulloa get it, so it's up to Castagnola to fling it down that side for Teo Lacao to pick up. Harper's there, shadowing Lacao. He just lets the two pass him. He lets Ulloa pass him, takes a shot. Ulloa didn't have a chance to get out of the way. So this is the Park Place team. At #1, we've got young Josh Hyde, coming fresh out of the US season with this organization, Park Place. #2, Juan Britos, 8 goals. #3, the great Hilario Ulloa, 10 goals. And #4, Will Harper. Our umpires for today, Howard Smith, Jason Dixon, and the referee, Tim Bowen. And this is me, E.B. Sivright, commentator. So Hilario Ulloa coming around for this penalty on this chestnut called Rubia. Bring it straight in. Lacao for Castagnola. Ulloa gets it before he can get onto it. Tries to turn it, goes underneath him. Quick as a flash is Heta Castagnola. That really is his signature. Blink, and he's taken it. Ulloa cuts it into the middle with a near side. It's picked up by Perry. Perry's debut in this game. British player. He's had several seasons of high goal now. He's a regular fixture on the scene. Juan Britos stops, swivels round. Perry gets a hit through. Let's have a look exactly where they went wrong there, what caused that whistle. This year in the last, there's a lot of emphasis on clearing the line when the players stop to a standstill. And the impetus is first on the blocker to clear and allow the hitter to hit, and then second on the hitter to hit. So if he delays too long, then they'll be clamping down on that too. And then it's the umpire's discretion if the player moved in time or not. Nice powerful drive from Ulloa. Right down in front of goal, but Perry's there with plenty of time to wind up for a nice sweeping tail shot that finds its way out to the side. And that puts the impetus back on Vara to bring it in again. Ulloa just got a little bit sidelined and had to go back to the outside as Heta defended that central triangle around the goal. Ulloa not quite as steady-footed around here, but still tenacious, keeping a hold of the ball. Teo Lacau causes him to stop for a minute, and then a quick touch and control. Perry tries again. Could it have been a foul on Perry this time as he had the ball, the possession? We'll just have a quick look at that. And is impeded on his way, so we'll take this opportunity for a quick half-time break. Players go back, change ponies, and then I think we have a spot hit in favour. Let us know, the further away and the more remote, the better. So spot hit, sorry, there was a spot hit to, not to Vara, this was to Dubai, who were defending as it was Matt Perry that got fouled. Heta Castagnola decides to take it to the outside using Perry as a shield, drives it down the left. He hasn't got off to as much of a scorcher as he did in the last game on this field. Ulloa puts it out. Lovely pass from him to Britos. Britos in his own in a very deadly position up here. Winning over the center ground, but he's lost his mallet head. And what's he going to do now? He's decided it's a goal anyway. He hit it and the mallet head came off, but he got the goal anyway. I was concentrating on the flying projectile, but actually Britos managed to score. What a goal. That's a relief for him. So that brings us to one apiece here as we enter the final 3 minutes of the first chukker. 6 chukkers, goes without saying. British high goal. The opening season, the Justrini and Brooks Prince of Wales Trophy. Castagnola. Lacau making a run for it. Lacau not quite past Ulloa. Lacau's past Ulloa now. Heta nearly scored there from the 50, and that wouldn't have been 150 yards, that would have been about 120 or 130 as it started all the way on the other side of the field, so plenty of angle there. Almost scored. There's pretty incredible effort from him. So Ulloa. Britos makes a run to the left. Ulloa puts it to his left, so when he comes back he doesn't have to deal with Perry on his right-hand side, but he had Perry anyway. And here's Harper. Harper leaves it behind. We haven't seen much from Harper, so he hasn't got his mallet head quite as warmed up as he normally might at this point of the game. Perry gets hooked by Britos. Ulloa is the one that comes and intercepts it, and now is trying to keep it away from Lacau. Stops, tries to turn it to the inside, has to shift it to the other side, and doing so loses a bit of time, and it goes back into the center, but it's Britos again. And Castagnola looks and scores. Tremendous drive from him, 2-1. 5-beat for Dubai. Lacao with the pass into the center. Ulloa looks over his shoulder, gives a steep pass down to the side that's just controlled momentarily by Britos. Britos puts in a lovely little nudge backwards for Ulloa. Ulloa just managing to keep it away from Lacao. Here comes Britos in behind him to support. Britos makes the pass. Looking to pick it up on the near side is Castagnola. Castagnola has to slow down and come to the inside. He's still got Josh Hyde pursuing him like a whippet behind him, reaching out. And that pressure paid off as the ball's spilled out, but it's still Dubai with a moment's opportunity here as the pass comes in for Will Harper under the neck. Steep shot from Ulloa to Harper. Harper switches it from one side to the other. He's still got the ball. The hook doesn't come in from Teo Lacao, and just before the end of that first chukker, Will Harper comes away for the second goal for Vara. So they go back at the end of this chukker with a 2-2 scoreline. Look at this pass under the neck. Beautiful shot from Ulloa. Touches it on the right-hand side. Just a little bit of a fumble there, but he manages to pick it up again and keep it out in front before Lacao can get the hook in. So we'll leave you for a very quick ad break, and we'll be back for chukker number 2. So chukker number 2, the score all tied up. Teo Lacao, Matt Perry back on the field. Comes Jeta Castagnola. Just going through some motions there on Prueba. Umpire throws the ball in. The clock is set. Mancini struggling to get possession. In goes Castagnola. Castagnola flings it into the centre point. Lacao's chasing it, but Britos has a little bit of time. He stops, draws back inside. He's got Ulloa behind him, who carries on going round in that defensive arc round the back. He's got plenty of scope now, options to hit. He just nudges it forward to the halfway line and then makes the long pass into the middle. Lacao looking to try and get it away from Britos and make a clearance of his own. Spins around nicely, looks up. Jeta Castagnola coming in behind him, but Britos managed to get to breach that defense momentarily, but a hit that came fell into the path of Lacao. Lacao moving forward now. Lacao, remember, replacing Jero Del Carril, and this team very effective with Lacao, effectively a Dubai Piloto. So imagine when Jero manages to join the squad. Ulloa with a spot penalty for Vara. Lovely long pass down to that corner to allow Vara to start grouping in the Dubai defensive half. Still a little bit complicated out on that corner. It's up to Britos to try and find a way to wriggle his way in. Will Harper picked up what he thought was a fortuitous opportunity, but a foul before then in their favour pushed them up. Another monster of a hit there by Castagnola. Again, just slightly off to the left. But this kid is now shooting from the halfway line. There's very few players in the game that can do this, that have as much of a hit from there. Ulloa just biding his time as Britos comes in behind. He feigns the shot and then goes, but it's still Castagnola putting the pressure on. If Castagnola gets here before Ulloa, then they'll be giving that away, but Ulloa then gets it in front, and it just a cruel bounce for him, leaves it behind, and a hit that ricochets badly for Britos, gives it back to Lacao. Lacao's now got to get past Harper and Britos. They're leaving it behind, these players, leaving it more than usual. But this time, Ulloa picks it up, brings it forward. Britos follows that line, claims it was his, but Castagnola still has it on the near side. Hilario comes through. And the whistle goes. And it looked like Ulloa was on that line. Pumps in the penalty that looks like it's flying, but far to the other side. On 3 minutes 47. Not quite ready for the halftime change. So Lacao brings it back in for Dubai. Hooks it over to the left. Beautifully picked up on a tricky ball by Castagnola. He got it again, this time another bounce, and he's still got it. Now it's flattened out, heading to goal. Ulloa on his tail, and Castagnola does it all the way from one end to the other for Dubai, putting the third goal on the board. Spectacular play and just immaculate timing from him. This one was good. There's a bounce here, and you can see that Ulloa's nearly caught up with him here, but by then it's all game over and he's put it through. Straight back in with a throw-in. Castagnola goes back to try and pressure Harper, but Harper very quickly got in and open to Britos, but Britos is under pressure here from Perry. He manages to spin round, leaves Perry in the middle for a moment while he comes down the centre line, looking when is the moment to release. He does that. It's intercepted ever so slightly by Perry, but he might get done there for smacking it into the back of Perry's. So you've got a break here. Perry's there shadowing him. He hits it right up into Perry, almost, I think it hits. Lacao. Huge hit down the middle, falls right, the perfect approach shot, but Harper's there to clear it. He goes for an under the net clearance, hoping that Ulloa can get there first, but Castagnola's got the jump on him. He tucks it in under his neck before deciding. You can't quite tell which way he's ever going to go when he's nudged in front of you like that, but a perfect pass over to Lacao. Lacao puts in a steep neck shot that takes it into the opposite corner now. Perry's got to try and get there before Harper. Harper puts too much pressure on, and Perry can't quite pick it up. So Ulloa now. Ulloa comes out fighting. Castagnola claims that he had the right of way there. And we'll try and see what we can make out from the replay, see if we can see what the umpires saw here. You can see this is the new line. Ulloa's on it, but so is Geta as well. But in this player, Geta kept on driving through as Ulloa had come round. Britos just gets a little bit too far underneath that ball. It goes right up in the air, but here's very quick whip of the stick by Castagnola. Perry wins the first ride off, but doesn't get possession. Harper leaves that behind, but that's fine for Britos, who's able to put in the pass. Josh Hyde just impedes Lacau for a second. Here comes Harper. Perry's in the way, stopping Harper from getting a clear play on it. That's beautifully left there by Harper for Ulloa. Lacau pressures Ulloa out onto the side, but Ulloa waits, catches it in behind, and then carries on. He's now got Perry on his stick side, Lacau on his stick side. He moves it over to the left. The ball gets buried for a second. Down that line comes Castagnola, but Britos has enough time to turn, tuck it over to the right. Geta's waiting there. Ulloa is there. Both of them just threatening to hit it at any given moment, but not clearing was Geta, which gives the ball to Park Place and a pretty severe penalty. That was the last play. We could just see the foul before this one. Britos here riding Sabina, this dark bay. Lovely penalty from him. It's all the way through and good. So that's (3-3) now. Very even-handed game, this one, between these two teams. So this team Vara that just lost out to Great Oaks when they played at Les Lions the other day, and that is the end of the second chukker. We'll have a short interlude and then we'll be back with chukker number 3.
Hello and welcome to Malaysia. Whether it's your first time here or on a returning flight, we at BP are committed to creating a pleasant experience for you through our new COVID-19 screening process here in KLIA. As soon as you arrive, please proceed towards the BP Health Screening Lounge.
While you proceed to walk past a thermal scanner which scans all arriving passengers. Test our COVID-19 swab test online from your home country. Please proceed to the self-registration kiosk to process your e-vouchers. If you have not yet purchased the swab test, do not worry, as our friendly BP registration staff will assist you with the process.
After registering, take a seat and relax at a world-class design lounge while you wait for your COVID-19 swab test.
Our dedicated team of healthcare professionals will be there to support you through the entire process. Our screening facility is also equipped with a state-of-the-art on-site COVID-19 lab to ensure a quick turnaround time and the release of the test result.
And that's it!
Here at BP, we hope that you have a pleasant experience with us throughout this process. Till we meet again next time, from everyone here at BP, take care and stay safe.
We're here at the Dubai grounds, which look to be in okay condition. This is Hilario Ulloa winding his way up towards goal. He's completely unimpeded until now, but his cut shot did just lack the angle and travel past that inside post by about a metre. But a strong foray into the Dubai defensive zone very, very early into this third chukker. Lacau. Next shot to Castagnola. Castagnola looks up. Perry's got ahead of Ulloa, so that was the perfect pass for him. Beautifully read, and he just rode over it. Too much power by Ulloa. Took him a little bit too fast. Ahead of that ball. Now Britos cleverly gets past Teo Lacau. Lacau? No, he doesn't get past him. Lacau puts in another pass for Perry. This time Perry's got an opportunity, picks it up, puts it through. No objection there from the umpires, and Perry scores, makes it the 4th for Dubai. And look at this. Beautiful backhander. Just sweeps it onto the right side. Once again, Perry looking to get straight into Britos, but Castagnola's the one that's left on his own. Castagnola tucks it in behind, sees that Lacau's made his way over to the left, but he passes it up for Benja Mancini, who's been taken out of the picture by Josh Hyde, so Britos is able to sweep into a tail shot here for Ulloa. Ulloa bouncing around as he's being hassled by Perry, and Harper was there to pick that one up. He was the last line of defence, but his horse caught it on the hoof, and Lacau was able to make a drive through. Luckily for him, Dubai didn't do anything about it, but not so luckily it's now Castagnola who's got his hands on the ball. He pokes it underneath. Both Ulloa and Britos' horse, both of them trying to have a go at him. He makes the shot, but it stopped at the end of, was that Josh Hyde's stick? Lovely play from him. So he's making his way up the left-hand side. He's got another opportunity, and he doesn't quite get that one, but a beautiful save. Lovely reactions as he put his stick out. Backhander from Perry. That's met by Castagnola, but Harper manages to get it to Ulloa. The way Ulloa manages to spin round. And this is Castagnola. He stops, lets the ball settle, and then powers through the drive to Perry. Can Perry beat Ulloa again? Ulloa's here, and he gets in a backhander at least. What? We'll have to have a look and see what went wrong there. It looked like they both approached it pretty evenly. So here's the pass from Castagnola. Great angle that we've got here now. Ulloa's there on that side, and he hits it. I'm not quite sure what the whistle was for there, but they've given it back to Ulloa anyway. Ulloa out to the right for Britos. Britos, will he get there before Lacau? He can't. Lacau has to get back into more defensive position with Harper, whilst Ulloa keeps the ball and drives it in towards the goal. He's going to go for a shot himself, trickling over the back line, and that's more pressure on Dubai. Dubai just edging ahead here, the two main goal scorers being Britos and Castagnola with 2 each. And said Castagnola launches it upfield for Perry. Harper's there in pursuit of Perry. Perry, is he going to slow down? Harper tries to get the backhander but doesn't reach it. Coming back to meet it in case Ulloa does is Lacau. Perry just hassling constantly at him, and it pays off in that instance, but it's Harper that's able to pick it up again. Harper flings it out, but it's there to be met by Ulloa. Ulloa comes round. Lacau races for the goal because he knows that's where he's headed left. Perry's still coming to hassle him, managed to shake off Harper for a minute, but it's actually Harper there that picks it up behind Ulloa. Oh, look at that lovely play. He's got to have one hit at least from Perry. And here's Castagnola feigns a move to the left and then back into the right, but keeps it with possession. But he gets away from the hook from Hyde, but not the ride-off from Ulloa. Bringing it down is Hyde, playing amazingly today. Hyde has really stepped into this role. I mean, he's put up a good performance anyway in the US season, but it's been a learning curve, but now it's all paying off as he really has been doing some damage in this chukka. Here comes Ulloa. Ulloa just gets ahead of Perry. Just poking ahead. The ball is bouncing, but that's not a problem for Ulloa. Ulloa makes short work of Lacau. Lacau, the last line of defense for Dubai, but it proves pretty formidable as he's able to dismiss that attack and let Perry bring it back and collect it at the back. Castagnola gonna let Perry run for a bit as he collects where Perry leaves off, and then makes his own little incision into the center of the ground. He's got the pressure from Hyde, but he shrugs that off, and then he's got the same from Ulloa, not quite as easy to shrug off, so he leaves it behind, and Hyde is able to get a little backhander in, and I think that ball goes out of play, which will give it back to Dubai. Castagnola brings it into the center of the ground. He sees that Britos is shadowing him, so he's going to take a shot from here. He lined himself up nicely. Is that one going to count? No, the goal judge, that was way out. Ballooned its way over to the left. But still a pretty powerful shot, but gives it back to Vara to bring it in. Ulloa out to Harper. Harper draws up, moves off Lacau, and then gives it over to Britos. Britos tucks it underneath his horse. Perry's coming in behind the two of them. Perry not quite ready to lean down, but too fast. Britos comes through, and then Ulloa moves it round to the outside, and then comes back in again. Here's Ulloa, he gets past Castagnola, and he's out there, he's got an empty goal, just waiting, begging for him to put the ball through, and he just catches it the wrong way on the last touch, and just before the half-time bell. And so Dubai stay with ever such a slender margin. And we move into half-time, so we will go to an ad break quickly. Before we come back for the second half.
So the history behind the Prince of Wales Trophy final, we were founded in 1985. Dad wanted to start the club with the intention of hosting all different levels of polo. Asked Prince Charles if we could name it after him. Here we are today, 36 years later. It's a top-level tournament, top-level players. We're expecting a fantastic final Saturday, high-level polo. Obviously amazing to get Justinian and Brooks on board and build this tournament up. Fantastic company, it's the perfect partner for the Game of Kings. Their royal tradition, it's fantastic they support polo as they do, and the fact that they've come here is even better. So yeah, over the moon to be working with Justinian and Brooks. It's a great partnership and long may that continue. The teams will be very much looking forward to getting the Prince of Wales Trophy from Chadwick Delaney, who's the MD of Justinian and Brooks. They all want to get their hands on that.
Lovely little flick over to the left for Geta, but he's still got to come down a corridor that's a little bit charged with problems, and one of those being Hilario Ulloa, who now finds himself right at the front. If Harper can clear out Perry, then Ulloa can run it himself, which is exactly what he does. Ulloa's coming in behind, he makes a shot, and Castagnola just manages to get a clearance before anyone could put it in. But here's Ulloa again. The goal is empty, but very quickly it's getting stocked back up. And there's the shot, nothing anyone can do about it. Straight between the flags. Perfect precision from him, and a very solid attack, only delayed momentarily by a clearance from Castagnola. And here is that shot. So Vara put themselves back on the board, 4 apiece now for the two of them. Hilario Ulloa riding on Ambar. Ulloa stops, brings it into the set. Perry's just a touch behind now. Ulloa on the near side, Perry with the backhander. Coming through is Britos. Castagnola claimed that was his, but the umpires didn't mind it. Here comes Ulloa, still pushing through underneath Perry. Then touches it back. Another incredible goal by Ulloa. And really doing some damage here on Ambar. Just a neat little backhand here. Comes across here, gets it underneath Lacaus, avoids the touch by Perry, and puts it in with the back of his stick. Going to the front now, looking to make some attacking plays. He's feeling good. Castagnola, look at the way. I mean, it was a foul, but it was an incredible move. We could see that one again. Just the athleticism to lean out, even if it was illegal. Ball comes through here, pokes there by Castagnola, and he'd created the new line, and Ulloa leant across and took it on his near side with a near side under the neck backhander. Castagnola for this 60. And it's running to the left, and that just puts Park Place, leaves them in front by the 1 goal that they've hard fought for. 1 goal lead. Ulloa brings it in over to the left. Britos sees Ulloa running into the middle, perfect opportunity. If you get the pass up, he's past Castagnola, the ball bounces, but Castagnola, this is his speciality. 3-dimensional polo for Castagnola, that's never going to be a problem for him. He wheels round, takes it with him at top speed. He's still got plenty of space to play it into the middle, keeps it going, but then Ulloa tries to sweep it forward on the near side, doesn't get that one either. Here comes, oh, Hyde, look at that touch, that leaving it for his captain, literally just stopped it dead, knowing that he was there. Lovely play from him, and he'll get the kudos if this turns itself into a goal, because at the moment Perry's been cancelled out by Harper, and Ulloa's on his own, and he's just got to stick and ball it, literally almost like it's booby trapped. Springs up with a bounce just before he manages to get it. Britos puts it down for his captain again. Everybody working for Ulloa, who's just powering through. He's the goal man, this chucker. Harper tries, but there's a backhander from Lacau, but they've been almost silent apart from that one run from Castagnola. Britos has a shot, and Britos puts it through, and there's no denying Park Place Vara now in this, the first chucker of the second half. Britos stops, tucks inside, and boom, goes for it. Lovely play from him. So now, this is Park Place's chucker for the moment. They line up. Puts it through. It's Castagnola that gets it. He looks up. What are the options for him? Stops, draws in to the right, and then continues on. Catches it on the bounce, just short of Britos, who's able to push it out to the side. Is he going to try from there? He just tries a gentle tuck under the neck, doesn't have the angle or the power, and it's actually Ulloa that gives it back to Harper. Harper turns back into the centre, doesn't hit it clean, so Lacau might be able to get it, and keep it out of the way of Britos. Harper's not able to reach out and get it, so here comes Castagnola. Castagnola headed for goal, is going to drive it, and look at the aim on him. He's just got such accuracy down to the millimeter as he shoots a laser from from more than 60 yards out. Look at that. So the return of Dubai. So Park Place, all they've got to do is keep Castagnola buttoned up, but Theo Lacau, who hasn't been quite as visible, at least in this second half. Ulloa very quick to reinstigate the attack for Park Place Vara. Just at the back, looking for the options there. Look at that. Here's Josh Hyde's going to go for it and looking to moving a little bit faster, but if Josh is able to cut it into the middle in time, but Lacau comes out and beats him to it. Britos can't do anything about it. Leaning right out of his saddle is Ulloa, but he might have come in from the wrong side there, but it was a beautiful play. He managed to push himself right up on his stirrups. You can see that Hyde here had got this new angle. Lacau puts in the backhander that the Britos doesn't get. A little 5-8 taken by Lacau right up to the front. Perry can't do anything about it. Will Harper. And it stops dead. Beautiful trap there by Britos, but Britos can't quite pick it up from there, so it's up. He loses it to Castagnola. You can't make any mistakes if this guy's within 50 yards of you. And look at this from Britos, puts it over for Ulloa. Ulloa checks over his left shoulder, but then moves around to the right, circles round, and then back towards the outside again. Britos stays inside with Lacau. Harper goes to try and draw Perry, but Perry waits behind for Britos, so but Harper's on the attack now and on his own. Castagnola can't do anything about it. They've called for Perry to stop dead, which he does exactly, and now he's got two players between him and the goal, but he leaves it for Ulloa. Ulloa makes the drive that hits Perry's horse. So Perry gets a hit from the spot. Castagnola, the first to change. Some others might use this as the half-time change. So, Lacau over to Perry. And here's Ulloa. Ulloa just spinning around. Que jugador. Flings it into the middle for Britos. Britos can't quite get his mallet onto that one, but Ulloa comes through, and just before the end of the chukker, is he going to finish it off? And he didn't get it through, unfortunately. Incredible player, incredible player. So we got a few shouts from around the world. We've got Rapay Ahmad watching from Brunei, Charles Mondoon from the Maldives, sounds nice. Emily Taya Marshok from Wellington in the USA. And it is the great James Emlin's birthday to him, so feliz cumpleaños to you, the real Macbeth.
Agradecer bastante este evento, sea maravilloso.
Castagnola leaning out. Hyde tries to get his stick, but Castagnola's too quick. Can't quite tuck it under his neck. Ulloa pushes it out to the side. Who's going to pick it up there? Lacau. Lacau stops. Centers. He's got Castagnola behind him, but he doesn't need him he doesn't need him yet. He's going to make a run for it anyway. Will Harper's there, can't do anything. He's got it underneath him. Lacau's headed into goal, but they've left it behind. Castagnola tries to drive it through with an open backhand. Hasn't quite got the angle on it, so Vara off the back line. There's 2-goal lead. Oh, Castagnola picks it up with a neat little volley. Harper doesn't quite get to that, and it allows Perry just a split second in front of goal to do something about it. He waits, but the train arrives and just shunts him out of the way. So he just took a little bit too long there, maybe just a full swing from the spot instead of trying to tap it through. Gives it back to Vara, and Vara Ulloa smacks it down the left-hand flank. Coming across, taking it on the offside was Lacau. He had enough space for it. Ulloa lifts up the hammer, shoots it perfectly. He sits there now. Good 60 yards from goal, right in front of it, but the clearance comes in from Lacau as well. Going in for that hook is Ulloa. Ulloa just carries on hustling, then stops. Takes it around the outside. He hasn't quite got a next shot yet, but he's going to take one anyway. And this one's met by Castagnola. Castagnola keeps it out in front. The ball bounces, and he's got it there. He has to leave it behind. Harper can't quite get it either. So Castagnola lets Britos go past, then takes a shot. Perry, perfectly placed now. Should be able to come right down to a hand canter and just stick and ball this one in. He's got the first one. Wasn't quite the angle he wanted, and he just nudges that through. Just didn't quite have the magic touch when it came to finishing that off. It was a terrific opportunity created there by Castagnola. This time, Ulloa. Right out to the right-hand wing. Lacau stops, turns it in. Look at Castagnola on this run here. He just got impeded for a second, so Britos was able to clear it out to the side, and Lacau on the near side puts it back in. Perry puts his head down on the line, but Harper was coming through. I'm going to call this one a half-time change. See, this near side backhand creates a line here, and Harper gets straight on it. Oh, maybe it was Castagnola that came across with it, but either way, Harper was the one driving through. Straight back into the action. Ulloa, look at Ulloa just pounding his way past Perry here. Let's see who's he's riding. He's riding Awesome. That is a French thoroughbred. So when a 10-goal player from Argentina goes all the way to France, you know it's going to be a good one. This is, Britos just manages the 4x4 control on this one. Britos here is riding on Transnoche, and the pass comes through from Britos. Britos himself powers it back into the middle, but Perry, I do think his hustle pays off, but he played that one in front of Harper. Harper, the son of the great James Harper, the captain of the England polo team. But Will Harper himself, shaping up to be one of England's best players, is very, very efficient when it comes to playing the line. And that is an invaluable skill. of a quicker reference. And that's a lovely goal from Britos. So that's 8-5, pushing Dubai a little bit further back now. 3-goal deficit from them. Hyde. It doesn't quite get a clean stick to it. Oh, look at that. Perry catches that volley beautifully, and there's an opportunity for the maestro here, the man who could play on any terrain. This man could play polo on the moon and still get it. Plays the ball. He's going to have to go around the scenic route. He's taking the ball with him. And he'll give himself a moment to stop, recalibrate, head back in, but now he's got a wall of yellow between him and the goal. He's got a little bit of help from Lacau. He draws in. He'd found that he used the momentum. It took him off to the right of the goal. Instead of trying to just pull up and change everything, he just carried on going, and now he has it. And just proved a little bit too much in that play, but Lacau's there. Lacau's played some stunning work at the back here, going back in defence for each play. Trying for the complicated shot was Castagnola. Blocked the clearance there from Harper. Harper takes it out, but the backhander comes in. The axe from Perry puts it back, and then meeting it, keeping it forward is Hector Castagnola, just showing us skills that we've never even witnessed before. This guy on the horse playing the ball in any way that he can, and then finally the goal comes through there at the other side from, I think, Lacau, who was accompanied the whole way by Harper but still managed to pop it through at a tricky angle. This is the pass. You can see he moved it out of the way as Harper came in to shunt him off, and then placed it perfectly for the hit, and then launched it through the goal. Castagnola now. Could this be Dubai coming back? There's only 2 goals between them, and one, actually just one chukker left in 25 seconds. Oh, sublime there from Hector Castagnola. Tried to reach up, stand up in his stirrups and bend his and lift up his shoulder to get the full volley shot and angle, but the angle proved to be a little bit too much, so it went over the back line. And that is it for the 5th chukker. We've got 1 chukker remaining as the both teams go. Just the 2 goals still between Vara with some valuable work that they did in the 4th chukker, giving them that little 2-goal cushion at the end. That leaves them at the end of chukker number 5. 8 Park Place Vara, 6 to Dubai. We will join you shortly after this interlude. Ulloa riding Aqua. Britos tucks inside. Ulloa comes in behind him. He looks, you can't tell which way he's going to go, and that's what he's banking on, waiting for the moment. You can see that Castagnola was hoping for an opportunity to catch him before he got that pass off, but they've just scratched their way back to the halfway line. Perry with a lovely shot that falls in for Castagnola, but he can't get past the hard ride from Ulloa, and Mancini pushes it forward. There comes the open cut shot by Harper. Lacau to Perry. Backhander from Josh. It just catches the bamboo of Ulloa, and Lacau gets a strong shot in. I have to say, this guy has really taken the opportunity to shine in the high goal. I think Lacau has been a very, very solid second player for this Dubai team. Really held up and made good on that substitution for Hero Del Carril. So Ulloa still. Ulloa pumps it up to Britos. Britos has a little bit of space. The field's been chopped up a bit now. But it comes down, and Perry plays it over to the side, but he's got Ulloa breathing down his neck. He tries to keep Ulloa off to the right. Ulloa comes in hard, so you have to really push over. And then in comes Castagnola, but Castagnola's going to leave it because Perry's got it. He got away from both of these. He's got Harper on his tail, leaning out to try and get the hook at any given moment. He keeps it out in front. He's there between Britos and Harper, and coming through and salvaging it from out of nowhere is Ulloa, pushing him out of the picture. Lacau gets the ball off Harper and then puts it in towards the goal and just tries to get a shot that's caught by the end of Will Harper's stick, and we'll have to look at that. So many things happened right there in front of goal that we just got to have a little closer inspection to see who actually put it through. But you can see now, look at this, wheeling around, keeping it on the near side and then touching it right there in front of goal. He puts in the backhander, Harper gets a stick to it, and I think it's Perry then hits one that Ulloa can't quite resuscitate. It's already gone over the line, and they're back to the middle. So Dubai have brought themselves up to within one goal, and here's Hector Castagnola. Hector Castagnola catches it. He's riding a horse called Porsche, and you can see why, as he just powers, swerves around from one side to the other and just brings it right down, puts on the brakes, draws it back. He doesn't quite leave it for Lacau yet. It's not ready to do that. Yes, he does. He does that and then goes into the center to try and receive the pass, but Harper's already read it. But Castagnola manages to keep it, and by the look of the reactions, that went in favor of Dubai, but I wouldn't want to second guess that before I actually see it. So you can see the pass there. Castagnola's on it. Who's switched himself onto Lindero in this half-time change. Pass it up, but Perry might get there if it's not met by Harper. Harper then puts it back on course. Josh hands it over to Britos. Britos leaves it behind for Ulloa. Ulloa comes through, both Britos and Ulloa riding on greys now. And Britos shoots, Britos scores, Britos takes it back to 9 and maintains that 2-goal difference here as we heading into the end of this match. We're in the second half of the last chukker. And this grey that Britos is riding is Bachata. Harper stops, turns back. Ulloa calls for the next shot, and he gets it. He tries to tuck it in behind Mancini. He pumps it down towards the goal, but Lacau is perfectly placed and hits a backhander. There's no one to get onto it, so Britos comes and sweeps him out of the way, gives it back to Harper. Harper can't quite get there in time before Lacau comes down, but then it's Castagnola. It's actually Lacau that impeded. Well, Lacau was stuck to him, so you could consider that riding off, but then Castagnola came through, took it, and gives it back to Vara. And this could be deadly for them. How much time do we have on the clock now? Two minutes and 19, and an opportunity for Britos to score. And he doesn't. I think it went past the right-hand post. So, Dubai still alive. That might have made things just a touch too difficult for them. Lacau. Backhander from Ujao. Perry. Perry past Harper. Harper carry on taking it forward or leave it for Ulloa. Ulloa scoops it up on the near side, brings it back down, controls it, and then pumps it forward. Now he's on a race with Lacau on the inside, who delivers it into the middle. And Ulloa can't quite get it and take it away, but Harper has a chance to do that. Ooh! Turns and switches on the line. Here's Mancini again. Sorry, Lacau. Forgive me, Lacau puts it round to the back where Britos decides to take play to the other side of the field. He's a little bit more relaxed, and now that he doesn't need to push for goal, just needs to maintain this. 1 minute to go just to keep this 2-goal cushion. But Dubai pressing hard. Castagnola loses it to Hyde. Hyde doesn't make the most of that opportunity. And yeah, he's just scuffling around with the ball underneath him, Castagnola. But now he goes for the drive, he goes for the long goal. It looks good, but it's just heading to the right of the goal. But at least allows them, brings them that little bit closer. But it's going to have to be a meteoric effort now for Dubai to overcome. With 18 seconds left on the clock, it's just a stick and balling exercise for these two. But he's going to run it anyway. Oh, that would have been beautiful if Hilario Ulloa had reached the near side volley and caught it full swing. Nothing to lose at this point. Lacau hits a lovely backhander there. But absolutely terrific play from Vara, watching them overcome Dubai, who had the lead. One less handicap. This player, Lacau, just put in a sublime performance, I thought, here. But Park Place Vara triumph here. And we just got the best goals here. Ulloa lining this one up, comes over to the right and then shoots. You can see Heta scrabbling away on this one from... This was a lovely play down at the stables end. excellent play from here. He didn't quite get this goal, Teo Lacau, but he put it on the goal mouth, and then Perry was able to finish it off. And then Ulloa here leaves it, and it's Britos who's able to power it through once you can see the gap between the two posts. So you can see here from field goals, it was a great game. Most of the goals were scored in field goals. Only 2 of these were penalties. Out of the 4 that Park Place had, 2 were penalties, but everything else was field goals. The fouls were pretty even, no yellow cards. And Dubai winning most of the penalties, but not able to convert those into goals. So we will be back tomorrow morning. We got Justrini and Brooks, Royal County of Berkshire Polo Club Prince of Wales Trophy, brought to you live stream by Polo Line TV. Keep your eye on all the socials, and we'll let you know about the next game coming up, and you'll see replays and interviews and all the best action from the Prince of Wales Trophy.